What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of TeamBoydTV. I'm your boy Big Q.
And I'm Bernie B.
All right, and once again this week, and this is definitely our last week, episode is brought to you by SatelliteDirect.com, live TV and sports, streaming on your PC, live, or mobile devices, tablet, your iPad, Android, whatever the case may be. Man, week 15.
Already.
Wow, but check this out though. Week 15 had, like, everything went down in week 15.
Week 15 was a dramatic
week. We saw everything that everybody wanted to see for a long time. We saw it in week 15. Let us know what happened.
Okay. So, Thursday night game was Jacksonville at Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta got that. Then we had Dallas at Tampa Bay. Dallas. Cincinnati at St. Louis.
And the lights went out, but yeah.
Cincinnati got that.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina at Houston. Carolina got that. Seattle at Chicago. Seattle. Tennessee at Indy.
Indy.
Spurs win.
Yes, they got that one. We're going to talk about it briefly later.
Okay, Washington at New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Green Bay at KC.
Woo! Now that right there was interesting because didn't last week the Chiefs fired Todd Haley? It was the week before last. That was last week.
No, yeah, this was the first week with.
Yeah, so they fired their coach, got the little Romeo Cornell guy, and they beat the Packers.
Hey.
Who would have thunk it?
Miami at Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Miami got that. New Orleans at Minnesota. New Orleans.
Right.
Detroit at Oakland. Detroit. Cleveland, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
New England at Denver.
Yeah, so I mean now if everybody who was praying and hoping and wishing that Tim Tebow would lose, y'all satisfied now? You know, because that's gonna be like seeing Tim Tebow and the Broncos lose is something that you kind of you don't get used to that because that ain't gonna really happen that often. All right, so yeah.
New York Jets at Philly.
Right.
Philly got that.
Philly came out of nowhere, and we're gonna talk about Philly, but yeah.
Baltimore at San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
San Diego.
Right.
And then the Monday night game, Pittsburgh at San Francisco.
That's the one with the lights went out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's the one. Yes, and yeah, Pittsburgh was looking terrible. But
so,
man,
overall,
yeah,
we're still a 10-game gap because we both were 10-6.
Man, so I kind of figured this was going to happen toward the final stretch. But you know, I'm thinking about, no, we can't do that. I was going to think about like doubling the points for playoffs. But yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
You know what I'm saying? So,
still got to pick the right team.
Right. So, week 15 fantasy, right? So, you know, for the people who are big into fantasy, some surprising stuff again. Like, you know, toward the last few weeks of the season, the fantasy stuff goes all over the place. Quarterback this week, we got Drew Brees maintaining or, you know, recapturing his number one spot. Talk about Matthew Stafford, number 2, right? And guess who made the list for the first time this season?
Who?
Mr. Tim Tebow.
Really?
And number 3, yes, Tim Tebow. Over Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was actually number 5.
Wow.
Running back C.J. Spiller, you know, even though, you know, they weren't triumphant up in Buffalo, he did pretty good. Sean McCoy, you know, the resurgent Eagles, they doing good. Reggie Bush, who actually was the one in that game that was in the Buffalo and Miami game that was running in the snow, you know, Ryan Matthews and then Donald Bryan. Then at wide receiver, we got Calvin Johnson. So far I've seen two Detroit Lions on the list. Calvin Johnson, Roddy White, Lance Moore. Darius Haywood Bay, right? He on there, and Greg Little from the Browns, who I don't even know if anybody even heard of this cat before, you know, but he made my list, right?
What's the name of that? What's that?
Right. We got another Eagle up here at number 1, Brent Selleck, right, at tight end. Your boy didn't make the list this week, but his homeboy did. So Gronk ain't here, but we got Eric Hernandez, then Vernon Davis, Jimmy Graham, Ed Dixon. Seattle's defense. Still looking good, right? Number 1, ATL. Philadelphia, that's the defense everybody was calling suspect all season. Yeah, you good? All right, you got San Francisco. And look who made the list for the first time in defense is Indianapolis Colts.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, like, that was actually pretty good. I mean, you know, that was overall was a very good week in the NFL. So, which brings us to our topics of the evening, which I know you should have fun with these, right? All right, so the first thing I got off the bat is Peyton Manning, right? Peyton Manning, trade looming over his head, you know, Andrew Luck waiting in the wings. Team acting like they don't want him no more. I'm just saying,
Listen,
which direction should the Colts go in here?
Stop it. The Colts are not getting rid of Peyton Manning. If they do that, it'd be the worst decision they could ever possibly make. First of all, it's all about his health. Okay. If he gets healthy and he's able to play at a high level, why would you trade him away?
Well, you say it's his health, but I say it's a combination of his health and his age, right? And the fact that, first of all, I mean, we already saw the Colts go, 15-1 all season, or 1-15, or whatever you want to call it. The team sucks. They're terrible. Why would he come back to something like that?
Well, he definitely is gonna come back. But this is my thing. If the team sucks that hard, forget the quarterback position. Get the O-line. Get the defense. You need some help.
I'm thinking about what the Indianapolis Colts can get for Peyton Manning. Right? I mean, Peyton Manning is a high commodity. I mean,
you think they're going to trade him away to somebody?
I'm thinking that would probably be the smart thing to do.
No, I don't think so.
And I'm willing to bet.
This is why professional sports is exactly where it's at right now, because there's no loyalty anymore. There's no loyalty with players. There's no loyalties with teams.
Absolutely.
It's his entire careers with this team.
Yes.
And you're going to ship him up because what your team can get. Well, okay. He made Indianapolis Colts what it is.
Okay, so this is the thing. We always talk about what somebody has done, right? And I hate to do this, but let's do it. Let's talk about what happened in Green Bay with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Right now, I ain't talking about Brett Favre being a diva and nothing like that. The thing is, I think Green Bay, they got sick of him retiring and retiring. They got sick of that, but at the same time, the dude was old and he was washed up and he was hurting the team more than he was helping it. And besides, they had a quarterback that's just been sitting there for 3 years doing nothing.
But you can't compare that situation to Indiana.
I think you can.
You cannot.
I think you
can.
First
of all, Payne didn't say he was retiring.
Right.
He was hurt. So give this man the courtesy of coming back and showing what he can do.
Okay.
Secondly, there is no quarterback there waiting. Orlovsky and Painter, no. Someone can take them out back.
Well, ain't nobody talking about either one of them because it's all about Andrew Luck right now.
I'm just saying, but you don't have him yet. So don't talk about...
It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed.
Regardless of whether it is or not, you don't have him yet. Let's talk about what's now.
Okay, I'll tell you this.
So be loyal to what you have.
I like the loyalty thing. I like it, but...
He's always been in a Colts uniform. Let him end his career in a Colts uniform.
Okay, well, okay.
They were just going to sign a contract with him this year for 4 more years.
Right.
Give him his 4 more years.
To do what?
To play.
I don't think so, man.
That's because there's no loyalty anymore in sports.
I don't think
it's a matter of loyalty.
Okay, well, I'll tell you this much.
You talking about what Andrew Luck could do.
Right.
There's a 50% chance this dude could bomb.
You're absolutely right.
We know Peyton is bombing.
Right. But we know this much too. We know that if Peyton Manning if the Colts decide to keep him and he decided to want to play, I'm just saying, I just think he's a ticking time bomb. I don't think he would finish the season. I think I would give him 4 games total.
I would take Peyton Manning with 50% of who he is than 100% of some other quarterbacks.
But I bet you he won't finish the season next year. I'm almost willing to bet that he won't ever put that Colts uniform on again. I'm willing to bet money on that. Now, the next thing we got is the big stuff, right? Green Bay Packers lose. The Colts, who was just talking about, they won. Tim Tebow finally got his, right? Now, before we get into the debate, that was heated. You got a little hot under the collar.
I'm saying because you're not loyal, man.
I look.
You got no loyalty.
Why wouldn't I?
Did you ever see dudes back in the day? Oh man, where's my money? Now I'm going over there. Where's my money?
Because the game was different then.
It was loyalty.
Well, that's because the NFL wasn't as big as it is now.
And apparently it grew too big for its britches. When players don't feel like there's no connection to the team, right, and owners don't feel like there's no connection.
I agree. It is definitely a problem, and that's why you had at the beginning of the season, you had all this stuff and this whole Peyton Manning, Deshaun Jackson. That's the reason why you have all this kind of crap. I agree. I'm just saying that I don't see how Peyton Manning can help the Indianapolis Colts.
Well, he sure can't hurt them if they're 1-14 now.
I'm just saying.
He can't hurt them.
So let's talk about Tom Brady and Tim Tebow now. I was watching TV all week, and so. One of the things I like to watch is Skip Bayless on ESPN First Take, and I just dropped my pen. But he was saying how there was absolutely no way that Tom Brady was going to even allow himself to be even put in the position to even think about losing to Tim Tebow. And that's the whole reason why the show went on the way it did. Mm-hmm. And Tim Tebow never stood a chance. What you think?
I think Skip Bayless is right.
I think so.
And I don't like Skip Bayless.
I think so too.
But
right?
I think he was right on
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, and I mean, everybody know I'm a Tim Tebow supporter. He was in the deep end of the pool right there. That was too much.
Would have left a leg on that field before
Absolutely.
he let.
I think that dude probably would have been on suicide watch like Vince Young if he had lost that game.
He'd have been. I think the Super Bowl.
So we touched on Indianapolis, but they got one, right? They got one. So what does that say? Did that save Jim Caldwell's job?
I don't think it should save his job, and I don't think it should get his job fired. I mean, get him fired. I think that if you're waiting on one game, let's say that they went out for the rest of the season, what does that mean?
I don't know.
I didn't motivate them from weeks 1 through 50.
All I know is this. All I know is they got a stadium that's less than 5 years old. Their star quarterback is in jeopardy right now. He's his career is hanging in the balance. People are gonna quit supporting the Colts like they used to. They ain't selling the tickets like they used to. They gotta win games, and I'm just saying, they wasn't winning games, and I don't know. I'm just thinking that either way, win, lose, or draw. I think just like Jason Garrett down in Dallas, I think Jim Caldwell is done.
Well, see, this is the thing that I think is unfair. You can see that from one player not being there, there's more disarray on that team. There's some weaknesses that got exposed.
No doubt.
Jim Caldwell didn't pick those players. He inherited a lot of those players, and Ursay is the CEO and owner of the team. He has a lot to do with the players and things of that nature.
Right.
No one's firing him. They're not making him sell the team.
No.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Right.
They pick the personnel. The coach can only motivate what he has.
Right.
That's it.
Okay.
Their offense was made for one person, Peyton Manning. So this was his first year without. He has to at least get a second try with someone else. If that's if you build a team for one person, and that one person isn't there, you can't blame the coach for your one person.
Okay. Well, I don't know now. I look at Jim Caldwell's track record and whatnot. So when he got that fresh inheritance from Tony Dungy, not in the first year, but the second year, they made it to the Super Bowl, right?
First year they made it to the Super Bowl.
Right.
The second year they were 10-6.
Right. So I'm just saying, they ain't getting it done. I'm saying, he ain't.
But what are you saying? 10-6, the Super Bowl.
He got to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Just like you always, laugh at me because Carolina got to the Super Bowl. They didn't win the Super Bowl.
Carolina has no black and white footage.
Whatever. But I'm just saying, it's one thing to get to the Super Bowl, just like Philadelphia always got to the NFC Championship game. San Diego Cardinals are always
we're not talking about the championship game. We're talking about the Super Bowl.
I'm just saying, but when these teams keep on getting to a certain point and they can never get over that hump, I'm just saying that sometimes it's time to make a change.
You think after 2 years you fire Caldwell?
Well, Caldwell's been there for almost 4 years now.
3 years.
Right. But I'm just saying, I don't think he should be fired, but I just think he will be fired. I just think we're gonna see something happen in Indianapolis. I think they're gonna just completely get rid of everybody. I just think.
Well, then they need to get rid of whoever's making picks on players.
Right. I don't know. I'm saying that's what I'm thinking. The other thing, the Green Bay Packers, man, we watched last week. The Giants kind of pull the wool out, from over their eyes and kind of expose them and show the world what they really was about. And then we saw little OKC. They watched the game film. That's like, thank you, Tom Coughlin. Thank you, Justin Tuck, Jace Pierre-Paul. Thank y'all for showing us how to do it. They went and they finished the job. The Green Bay Packers go down. What does it say about the Green Bay Packers? You still got them in the upper echelon repeating the Super Bowl champions, or
I never
you think they rattled?
Repeating that Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, I think I did.
I didn't have a repeating that Super Bowl champion. I must admit, I'm a Green Bay Packer hater at this point, so I was quite glad to see them lose.
Right.
I think I'm just tired of all the hype and hoopla around them, and I don't know, these guys that, they started talking a little bit too much for me. And I hate when people are really good at what they do, and then they get this arrogance about them.
I thought it was really cool last year, the way they rose from nothing in the whole story of Aaron Rodgers taking over the team, and nobody believed in him, and he showed the world, and they clawed and scratched their way, and they won, and they were all so humble about it. And then they didn't lose a game for almost a year.
Right, boy.
And next thing you know, Aaron Rodgers doing commercials, and this dude is talking all out of his butthole and whatnot. I'm just saying, I was glad to see him go down. I actually just kind of wish it happened 3 weeks, like 3 weeks later, when it really would have counted. But they still went to the playoffs.
But you know what? Any given Sunday.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why you play the game.
You're absolutely right.
That's why you play the game.
And then so we talking about your Giants versus the team across town, the Jets, right? It's been a lot of Well, first of all, it's a lot of playoff implications with the game.
Huge
But the players decided to, treat it like a WWE pay-per-view or something. I mean, we hyping this thing up, ain't we?
Well, first of all, it started off with the Jets coach, Rex Ryan.
Of course, it always does.
And then they came to Tom Coughlin. He didn't bite.
Mm-hmm.
They went to Eli. He didn't bite. They went to Brandon Jacobs. He didn't bite.
Right.
So, of course, now they need something for a news feed.
Right.
So they go to the younger players.
Absolutely, because you can't go to none of the people you just named and expect them to say anything crazy. But you put a microphone in front of Victor Cruz, you get magic.
Talking.
That's right. Now,
talking.
I heard in another quote from Skip Bayless, I heard this morning, and I felt the same exact way. He was talking about the referee was blah, blah, blah. Everybody seen the quote. And Skip was like, well, who the hell is Victor Cruz? You know what I'm saying? So, who is he? Now, we're talking about Darrelle Revis. Now, at the beginning of the season, I wasn't the biggest Darrelle Revis supporter or whatever, but, I came to grips with the fact that Darrelle Revis is the best. He's the best at what he does, okay? Right. Nobody is better. And for some dude in his second year, undrafted free agent, calling him out like that?
I mean, he didn't call him out. He said he was good.
Yeah, well, he just said he wasn't as good as everybody thought he was.
No, he didn't say that.
That's what he said. Now, maybe pull up the Twitter.
Pull up the Twitter. Because the quote was, he's all right, is what he said about him. He's all right.
I'm just saying, he was like, they're going to go out there and do what they do. They're going to throw at him. They're going to pick on him. They ain't scared of him no more like they used to be.
I mean, what do you want to do?
I mean, you gotta check, because these dudes you're talking about.
Why do you go out there and say, well, he's the best at what he do and he's going to beat me today?
Right.
I would never think that.
Okay, well, when we talk about
competitive spirit.
When we talk about Devin Hester, you don't hear people talking like that. Oh, there's Devin Hester on the other side of the field. Make sure you kick the ball to that guy.
But people still kick the ball to Devin Hester. That's the thing.
I'm just saying.
They still kick the ball to him.
I don't know, right?
So what does that take?
We got to be a little bit of. I think
are not afraid of them.
They're not, but I think the Jets are a little bit. They're more intimidating to me, in the media than the Giants are, and I think the Giants are a little bit more intimidating when you start watching the game.
Well, this is what I'm going to say about the game for Saturday. It's going to be played at 1:00 on Saturday, and we'll know 3 hours later who the winner is.
Right, but but that's why we do what we do, because it's all about speculation. That's what it's good stuff, right? Which brings me to your other boys, right? The Philadelphia Eagles, from the grave, resurrected. I'm telling you, right? So the Eagles, but this has been the story of the Eagles all season. They started out, I think the first 2 games, I think they did okay, and then they lost a bunch of games, and then they beat the crap out of somebody, and then they disappeared for 4 weeks. Then they came back again last week and smashed somebody in. I'm saying, a part of me is thinking like I was thinking at the beginning of the season, if they can play like that, they got a shot to do what everybody thought they was going to do.
Absolutely. And oddly enough, I think their team matches up really good with Green Bay in terms of where they play. They're fast.
Right.
They have explosive receivers. Mm-hmm. They match up really good with Green Bay. Right. And the one thing about them, their defense is a little bit better than Green Bay.
Absolutely. So this is the question that I got. What about the issues that everybody know? I mean, it ain't like you got to go to no film room and see. Does everybody know about the issues in Philadelphia? About Deshaun Jackson, his attitude problem because he ain't getting paid. Michael Vick can't stay healthy, can't stay upright. And Lord, I'm not sure. I gotta turn that off. But Michael Vick can't stay healthy. What was the other? Defensive suspect, right? Forgot to turn it off. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Deshaun Jackson, Michael Vick, defense, nobody could think that these dudes could play together. All this good stuff going on, right? Coach's job may be in jeopardy. All this stuff. Vince Young, backup quarterback who don't know if you actually want to be, a football player or a ballerina. I don't know. I'm just saying,
And if they get into the playoffs, no one would care about any of those storylines.
I mean, I personally wouldn't. The only thing I care about, of course, I care about the rest of the team. But I really want to see something happen for Michael Vick. I just think he deserves it. If they can keep him from, getting his head knocked off. So, yeah. All right. So that was all the news we got. I like getting her all upset about stuff. That's why, when I write this stuff, I know that it's going to get under her skin. You know what I mean? So what's on tap for Week 16 is the second to the last game, man. Just about everything will have some playoff implications, especially the NFC East picture plus the AFC
West.
AFC West, right? So yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on both of those divisions and see what's really gonna happen. Let's see what's up.
Okay, so the Thursday night game is Houston at Indy.
Right. So Houston just came off of getting a booty spanked by Super Cam and them boys, right? Let's see the playoff picture real quick. I think they clinch already, or they're already in?
They're already in.
Okay, they're already in. Okay, that's right. They clinched. That's the first time in franchise history, right? So I don't know. I'm thinking that they're gonna take this one easy.
Well, who?
Houston. Yeah, why not?
I mean, I don't know. Indy seems like they're at home.
I don't think they're gonna roll.
Confident.
I don't think they're gonna roll over for Indy, but I don't think they're gonna. I mean, they ain't gonna risk. Look, they're already down to their third or fifth string quarterback or whatever. I don't know. The wide receiver, who is he playing? Is hamstring good?
Tonight, they get a bye.
Okay.
So they're playing for a bye week.
Okay, well, they might go all out. I mean, because, but I'm pretty sure that Johnson won't play, though, right? Probably going to pull him. Andre Johnson with the hamstring.
Somebody's good to go. No, it's Aaron Foster.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So you got on Houston.
I'm going Houston, only because I just still don't think they. I don't think they're gonna roll over. I don't think they're gonna go full speed, but I think they have enough to win the game, though.
Okay, Miami at New England.
Man, so Miami came. Well, then again, we're talking about Tom Brady, but then again, he was playing against Tim Tebow and the Broncos, whose defense didn't even show up last week. And defense is usually what carried the Broncos halfway through the game, but they didn't even come to play. So I don't know if that victory from Tom Brady was everything it was chopped up to be. I'm thinking with the momentum that Miami is on right now, I think they can probably take the Patriots out, and I think they probably win. I think they'll win this because I think again this is week 16. I think we'll see a lot of the starters get pulled at the halftime.
I'm going with New England. Belichick never pulls his starters.
He don't, but I think this year he will.
He ain't pulling his starters.
I don't know. We'll see.
Tampa Bay and Carolina.
Another division game, but this one doesn't mean nothing for either one because they neither one of them going to the playoffs. But of course, Carolina gonna win that one.
I'm going with Carolina. St. Louis at Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh looked really, really bad last week. Ben Roethlisberger hobbling on one toe, looking like an old man. But then again, they played against the St. Louis Rams, so yeah. Hopefully, we can put Charlie Batchin in. He can get the job done.
Minnesota at Washington.
Washington, right? Didn't they win last week?
They just beat the Giants.
They did, right? But then they playing against Minnesota, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm gonna give this to Washington too.
Cleveland at Baltimore. Arizona at Cincinnati.
Now, I don't know. I gotta see what Cincinnati's. I think Cincinnati to win everything. They have to, right?
Right.
They gotta win everything, and I'm saying that. That's a sentimental pick, but I'm going with the Bengals.
I'm going with Arizona. They've been playing really good.
They have.
It's kind of like fluky wins and whatnot.
They have.
I'm going with Arizona.
They're a little bit scary, but I think that the Cincinnati Bengals know they need everything, so they got to play.
Denver at Buffalo.
Yeah, this one should be good. Tim Tebow got a rebound. I hope his feelings won't hurt too bad about what Tom Brady did to him. I don't think he took it personal, though. Tebow will bounce back. Hopefully he'll bring the rest of his team with him this time.
I'm going with Denver.
Yeah, I think Denver will get this one.
Oakland and Kansas City.
Oh, man, that's a good one. The Kansas City on some super high right now. It'll be a shame if they lost this game.
I'm picking Oakland.
I'm thinking Oakland too.
Like exhausted.
But it'll be a crying shame. It will be a crying. They already putting Cornell. They already thinking about taking the interim off his name before the season is over with. And because this is gonna be crazy. They're gonna lose.
Okay. New York Jets and New York Giants. They have the Jets as the home team when it's really the Giants that are the home team.
How do you know the Giants are the home team?
Because it's just how it is. It's always been Giant Stadium.
No, it's not. It's Meadowlands.
It's MetLife Stadium.
MetLife Stadium, yeah. They share it. They both the home team.
Everyone in New York is basically more of a Giants fan than a Jets fan.
But what about the rest of the country? We don't know that.
That's Giant Stadium.
Well, they both call it home.
Whatever.
And we're going to call it the Met. You know what I'm saying?
Who you got?
Wow. I got to think about this, right? Because this ain't really, whoever wins this game ain't really that important to me because it's more about the outcome of whoever win, whoever lose, how it's going to affect somebody else.
Right, because if the Giants win, it's done.
Right, so I can't have the Giants win this one.
Okay, you got the Jets.
Yeah.
Jacksonville at Tennessee.
Ooh, Tennessee. Lord have mercy. Now, y'all lost to the Colts.
That's why I got Tennessee. They should be ashamed and they be the desperate one.
Oh yeah, I'm going the same way.
San Diego at Detroit.
Wow, that's a good one. Ndamukong Suh came back and showed the reason why he is an integral part of that team. Now the team is whole again. I think they got this one.
I'm going for Detroit.
Yeah.
Philly at Dallas.
Ooh, that's gonna be the good one right there. Now, you know, it's gonna go against everything in my fiber to go for the Cowboys, right? Even though I think they actually got a shot to win. I just feel like the Eagles got more at stake. I think they're hungry, and I think whoever wanted more is gonna win this game. Tony Romo is gonna be Tony Romo. The Dallas Cowboys gonna always do what they do. Something bad gonna happen at the end of the game. They're gonna choke and they're gonna lose. And so the Eagles will win that one. And we just need to watch the other two games and see, the Eagles can get some help that they're looking for.
Okay, San Francisco 49ers at Seattle.
Seattle's been hot. Seattle's been real hot, and who are they playing against? The 49ers. The 49ers have been hotter. Man, you see what the 49ers, they beat up on Ben Rob. That defense was crazy.
20-3.
I'm gonna have to go with the Niners, even though I think that's gonna be a good game though. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be a good game.
Okay. Then we have, what is this? Chicago and Green Bay.
That's a good one too, but this is the second time they played this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so of course they're gonna be one the first one. Man, I'm thinking Green Bay gotta win. They gotta redeem.
Yeah. And Atlanta at New Orleans.
Yeah, of course Atlanta ain't got nothing coming. So yeah, that's New Orleans. So I don't know if y'all noticed what just happened here, right? So I'm sitting here, I'm talking about my picks stuff. You ain't picking my teams. I think this is what I think is happening, right? Like I gotta go back and look at the other videos to see, because I be talking and I be only paying attention. But I'm thinking that she go back and retell the scores, make it look like she winning all the time, because it's been kind of odd that for 2 weeks in a row we done had the same score.
No, it's not. You make your picks or wavering over, but I'm decisive. I know who I'm gonna pick, and I'm done.
I'm just saying.
Got a storyline behind every pick.
Because that's the whole point of having a show, so you can talk about stuff. You know what I'm saying?
We can both do it. You can make your picks. I'll make my picks.
Whatever, man. All right, so. Look, we thank you guys for it's been a fantastic NFL season so far for TeamBoydTV. Social networking stuff has been good. It's been fun. We done made some new friends and colleagues and stuff. The YouTube account, and I'm proud to announce that it is over 10,000 subs. So if you're watching the video and you haven't subscribed yet, there is a little subscribe button over there somewhere. Subscribe, rate, favorite, share it on Facebook. And Facebook, we got the Facebook site. Yes, if you like us on Facebook, stay in contact with what we're doing all the time. And of course, the Twitter,